Hi guys, this is Ms. Mendoza. Welcome to digital lesson number 14. Today we're going to be reviewing relating decimals to fractions. Before I actually begin with the lesson, I want to go ahead and answer a question that I've been getting a lot from students. The question is, what happens with my money? What happens to the money that I saved, that I earned from doing lots of work this year? Well, you have two options. Number one, you can keep it and save it for next year. You earned it, so it's your money. Even though I'm not going to be your teacher next year, you can go ahead and come to my store and I'll let you go ahead and spend it. Or the second option is you can buy a big prize. Your big prize can be mailed to you. I actually went ahead and mailed the big prize to a student who's been doing all her digital lesson, and she's going to go ahead and give me the money next year. If you want a prize mailed to you, you have to send me a picture of the money that you have. And if you want this option, I must be receiving proof that you are completing all your digital lessons so far. Okay, I need proof. So those are basically your two options. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the big prizes. In case you forgot, I'll leave that on, the prizes on for about 30 seconds. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the lesson. Materials needed for this lesson are going to be 2 sheets of paper and a pencil. Learning objective. Today I will relate decimals to hundredths to fractions. This is going to be another review lesson, so this should be a really simple and quick lesson. Vocabulary. Remember, a decimal is part of a whole unit, tenths is part of 10, and hundredths is part of 100. This is just a place value chart. I have the hundredths. I would multiply whatever digit I have times 100. Tens, I would multiply by tens. Ones, I would multiply by 1. Tens, I would multiply by 1/10 or the fraction 1/10. And hundredths, I would multiply by 100 or times the fraction 1 over 100. Direct instruction. Watch and listen as I review how to relate decimals to fractions. Number 1, the model is shaded to represent the decimal 500ths. Which fraction is equivalent to the decimal 500ths? If I look at this model, I see that I have 100 pieces, and I see that 5 are shaded. So this is going to be the fraction 500ths. I can also prove my answer by using place value. I have 500ths, I have no tenths, and according to the place value chart, I have 500ths. So the correct answer here would be B. Number 2, the model is shaded to represent the fraction 7500ths. Which fraction is equivalent to the decimal 7500ths? Once again, I have 100 pieces. 75 are shaded, so 75 out of 100 are shaded. I can also use place value to prove my answer. I have 7500ths, I have 7/10, and I have 500ths. So 75 out of 100. That would be D. Number 3, the model is shaded to represent the fraction 3/10. Which fraction is equivalent to the decimal 3/10? Once again, I see that this model has 10 pieces and I see that 3 are shaded. I'm going to use place value to prove my answer. I have 3/10 there, and thus place value shows me that I have 3/10. So my correct answer there would be A. Number 4, the models are shaded to represent the mixed number 5 and 3/10. Which decimal is equivalent to the mixed number shown above? So if I look at my models, I see that I have 5 whole units, so this is not a decimal because they're whole units. If I look at my model 3/10, that would be a decimal because decimals are part of a whole unit. I'm going to go ahead and analyze all my answers. I'm going to convert all my answers into either fractions or mixed numbers. A is 5300ths. So as a fraction, that would be 5300ths. So no, that is not equivalent to 5 and 3/10. B is 5 and 3/10. I have 5 whole units. The digit 3 is in the tens place, so 3/10. So 5 and 3/10. So maybe B. I'm going to look at C. For C, I have 5 whole units, but the 3 is in the hundreds place. So this time I would have 5 and 300ths. So no, C is not equivalent. I'm going to look at D. I have 53 whole units. The 1 is in the tens place, so I have 53 and 1/10. So that is not equivalent to 5 and 3/10. So the correct answer here is B. Guided practice. It is now time to practice relating decimals to fractions as a group. Go ahead and put your name, date, and title on your paper. You have 30 seconds. Number 1. The model is shaded to represent the fraction 48 hundredths. Which fraction is equivalent to the decimal 48 hundredths? You have 20 seconds to answer this question. Go! Okay, so let's go ahead and see if you got the answer correct. I see that I have 100 pieces here and 48 are shaded. So I could write that as a fraction, 48 over 100. I can also use place value to prove my answer. I have 0.48 or 48 hundredths. I have 4 tenths and I have 8 hundredths. It stops at the hundredths, so it would be 48 hundredths. So the correct answer here is C. The model is shaded to represent a decimal. Which fraction is equivalent to the decimal shown on the model? I'm going to give you 20 seconds to answer this question, then we'll go ahead and review together. Go! If I look at this model, I see that my model has 10 pieces, so it's broken up into 10 pieces. 7 pieces are shaded, so I could write that as a fraction 7/10. I'm going to go ahead and prove it using place value. I have 7/10, and my place value chart shows that I have 7/10. So the correct answer here is B. Number 3, the model is shaded to represent a decimal and a fraction. Which fraction is equivalent to the decimal? You have 20 seconds to answer this question. Go! Okay, let's see if you got this answer correct. If I look at my model, I have 100 pieces and 9 are shaded. I could create the fraction 9 out of 100. I'm going to use my place value chart to prove it. I have 9 hundredths. I don't have any tenths, but I have 9 hundredths. So the correct answer here is A. Number 4, which shows a decimal that is equivalent to the mixed number 6 and 4 hundredths. You have 20 seconds to answer this question. Go! Okay, I'm going to go ahead and convert all these decimals into mixed numbers. If I look at A, I have 6 whole units and I have 4 tenths. So that A would be 6 and 4 tenths, so it is not A. If I look at B, that's 64 hundredths. I have no whole units, so the answer is not B. If I look at C, I have 64 whole units and I have 1 tenth. So 64 and 1 tenth. No, that is not equivalent to 6 and 4 hundredths. If I look at D, I have 600, 6 whole units, and 4 hundredths. So 6 and 4 hundredths, yes. So the correct answer there is D. Number 5, which shows a decimal that is equivalent to the mixed number 9 and 8 tenths. You have 20 seconds to answer this question. Go! Okay, let's see if you got this answer correct. I'm going to go ahead and convert all these decimals into mixed numbers. If I look at A, I have 9 whole units and I have 8 tenths. So yes, A appears to be the correct answer, but I'm going to go ahead and check all my decimals. If I look at B, I have 98 whole units and 1 tenth. So it is not B. If I look at C, I have 9 whole units and 801 thousandths. If I look at D, I have 9 whole units and 8 hundredths. So the correct answer there is A. It is now time to do your DOL. Go ahead and get your paper ready. Put your name, date, and title on your paper. You're going to have 20 seconds to answer every question, and you know the drill. If you need more time, go ahead and press the pause button. Go ahead and get your paper ready. Before I begin to read the DOLs, I'm going to go ahead and let you know that I'm going to read the decimals as 0.7, 0.27. I'm not going to read them the correct way because if I read them the correct way, I'm going to be giving away some of the answers. Okay, so I'm going to read them the way we should not be reading them, but that's just because I don't want to give you the answers. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with the DOL. Number 1, the model is shaded to represent the decimal 0.83. Which fraction is equivalent to the decimal 0.83? You have 20 seconds to answer the question. Go. Number 2, the models are shaded to represent the decimal 3.5. Which mixed number is equivalent to the decimal shown above? You have 20 seconds to answer the question. Go! Number 3, the models are shaded to represent the decimal 2.39. Which mixed number is equivalent to the decimal shown above? You have 20 seconds to answer the question. Go! Number 4, the models are shaded to represent the mixed number 2 over 600. Which decimal is equivalent to the mixed number shown above? You have 20 seconds to answer the question. Go! Number 5, which shows a fraction that is equivalent to 0.28. You have 20 seconds to answer the question. Go! Number 6, which shows a fraction that is equivalent to 0.2. You have 20 seconds to answer the question. Go! Number 7, which shows a decimal that is equivalent to the fraction 46 over 100. You have 20 seconds to answer the question. Go! Number 8, which shows a decimal that is equivalent to the fraction 4 over 100. You have 20 seconds to answer the question. Go! Congratulations, you have now completed digital lesson number 14. Be sure to send me a picture of your DOL and I will send your grade as soon as I get your DOL. Thank you to all those kids who complete their digital lessons every day. I really appreciate you. You are awesome. And remember to either save your money or spend it. Just let me know what you want to do. Thank you and bye.